Hey, I'm Ryan. I'm doing this video to put on YouTube to kind of help anybody out that is going through the same boat I am. So I'm having L4-L5 fusion of my spine, I guess. I have posterior lumbar interbody fusion. That's what I'm getting done. Like I said, L4, L5. This all started from a pars defect, which is spondylosis. It's a defect or fracture. I don't know. I'm trying to read like what I wrote down, but I don't really know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. All right. So basically, your tailbone, it's like, yeah, I forget what it's called. L4 or L5, L4. And mine is pulling forward and it hurts all the time. I'm 36. I think this started back when I was like 15 in high school football. I just remember like my sophomore year, my back always hurting. Always hurting. And I had a coach that made fun of me, and he called me a crocodile because, like, during practice, I always ran with my arm up like this. I don't know why. That just made me feel better. Maybe it was more comfortable. But anyway, so it's been like 20 years I've been dealing with this, like, dull, like, just numbing back pain. It just always felt like someone had a like rusty butter knife in my back. And so the past like 5 years, or actually no, here's what happened. Like 8 years ago, I was working for a company, and I had all these like little like town hall meetings. Everybody just stand around with our big shot boss talking. I don't know if everybody wanted to applaud him or whatever, but I noticed like as I was standing there, just be literally standing, and my right foot would just start to go numb, and I would just kind of lean to my left and pick up off of it and put it down and lean off again and put it down, and I don't know. At that point, I didn't like really correlate, that injury from high school and like what I was experiencing like in adulthood, like in my 30s. So finally, like 4 years ago, quick backtrack. So in high school, I go to all these. I went to a bunch of doctors and stuff. They're like, "Oh, you just need to tighten your core and strengthen your core, and then your back will feel better." And it's like, no, that's not it. Like when I was in high school, like I'm not trying to talk myself up, but like we had like this board of like the top 20 power lifters, the top 20 bench press, the top 20, whatever. And yeah, I wasn't the best in the school because I wasn't like the biggest guy or whatever, but I mean, I'd be like number 13, like 15 years old, and like, I don't know, I could squat like 350 or something like that. Not a big deal, but I mean, I could do it. So this whole like, oh, you need to strengthen your core, all that's just nonsense to me. So yeah, okay. So now fast forward 15 years, complaining about pain in my back, go to my primary care doctor, and he's like, oh, I don't even remember what he said. And then there's one weekend, maybe I was doing some yard work or some stuff like that, and just like Monday morning, like in extreme pain. So I go to like through my normal doctor, but like an urgent care, and it was a PA. And you think, oh, PA, what does she know? Like she doesn't know anything as much as my doctor with the PhD. Well, this PA was like, let's take an X-ray, and we take an X-ray of my spine, and especially from the side, She's like, "Oh, your spine is pulling forward. We need to send you a specialist." And I'm just like, I'm gonna try to keep this PG, but I'm like, what the stuff? Like, I've been complaining about this for 20 years, and nobody has thought, hey, let's take an X-ray of it, except for this physician's assistant. Which, I mean, great on her. I hope she becomes like the best doctor in the world or whatever. And I'm not knocking PAs, but no, I mean, it's just crazy that all these doctors I saw were like, "Oh, strengthen your abs, you'll feel better." Like, dude, I like. All right, so the other thing too is I've played ice hockey since I was like 12. Yeah, 12, and I'm in North Carolina, so I play in the South, and maybe people don't get this anymore, but like in the South in the late '90s, early 2000s, it was just rock'em sock'em hockey. Like all it was just knock somebody over, beat the shit out of them. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, thankfully everything's more about speed and stuff like that. But anyway, I digress. So get this X-ray. They say my back's doing this. So then I start get an MRI, all that. Still doesn't look good. Start going to another doctor. He's like a specialist on like spine, like especially like sports stuff, whatever. But so I started getting injections. That was like 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. And injections were awesome at first. Yeah, I was in. Especially after the first one, like 2 days later, there was no pain anymore. And but it wore off after a couple weeks. What was really awesome is I was driving down the road one day, and I always just have this feeling, just that rusty butter knife in my back. But there's one day I was just driving down the road, and it's just like something reminded me, like, why am I not in pain right now? And then that's when I realized the injections were working. So I did those for probably about 2.5 years. Every 3 months, essentially, they really started wearing down after like 2 months. So I was getting them every 3 months, and after like a year, my doctor who's doing the injections was like, every time I go in there, he'd be like, "So when are you gonna stop doing this and get surgery?" And I'm like, "Nah, let's keep going, whatever." So let's fast forward to like 3 weeks ago. I'm putting in a play set for my daughter in our backyard. Our backyard's on a hill, so I have to try to level it all out. So I did a little digging, nothing major, just trying to take off like 3 inches from this slope we have, and had a buddy helping me, and did that on a Saturday. And on Sunday, I was in so much pain. The only pain I felt worse is the occasional shocking pains I get in my back. Like, because I guess supposedly my nerves like completely compressed. No, whatever. But like occasionally I get these shooting pains where I just like drop down on my knee. But this was like a whole day of just, oh God, this hurts. I was pretty much almost in tears for a whole entire day. So that that was Sunday. That Monday, I called my doctor's office who does the injections, said I got to see him right now. I got an appointment the next day, which was Tuesday morning. Went in to talk to him, sit in the waiting room. He walks in, and he just, the same as he has before. He's like, "So how much longer are we going to inject this with you, or are you just going to get surgery?" And I'm like, dude, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for surgery. So he recommends me to a doctor to do the surgery. I go see them. They make me do another MRI. Insurance is weird. They made me drive 30 miles outside of my city, and I live in a pretty, populated area. And when I was like, hey, that's weird. Like, why can't I get a MRI in my city? Why do I have to go to this like little, side city or whatever? Like, oh, well, let's look at it. And they looked and like, oh, well, we can send you one an hour and a half away. Or, yeah, they said that, Raleigh. I'm in North Carolina. Did I not say that? All right, I'm in North Carolina. So they're like, oh, you can go to Raleigh. I'm like, Raleigh's an hour and a half from me. What are you talking about? So anyway, I get the MRI. I go to the actual surgeon's office. He's like, yeah, you need surgery. He gives me the quick rundown. And I brought in a list of literally like 20 questions I want to ask him. And he had me like sitting on like the table or whatnot. And he's like, do you have any questions for me? And I was like, yeah, hold on, let me go to the chair over there and grab my notepad. And he was just like, don't. Boom, 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 boom. Here are the questions you have. Here are the answers. And I was kind of dumbfounded. I was just like, maybe I might have had a question or two, but I was just like, okay, yeah, that answers all of it. Okay, so here we are today, which first of all, that was literally 15 days from the day I went to my doctors that did my injections to his recommendation, and I'm having my surgery. 15 days, which I think is awesome. I don't know, maybe you guys all love, socialism. Yay. But I mean, I maybe I'm wrong, but I did a little Google search, and apparently the exact same surgery in Canada takes 20 weeks to get done, and I'm getting it done in 15 days. All right. So anyway, I've done FMLA for my work. So I get 12 weeks off and they can't fire me. I'm getting on a short-term disability, which I think for that I have like 27 weeks that I can be on a short-term disability before I have to go to long-term, which no matter what, that's fine. They're telling me I'm 4 to 6 weeks minimum returning work. And even then it's supposed to be short-term and part-time, and they don't want me sitting too long. They don't want me standing too long. In my job, like, I'm a construction coordinator, but at the end of the day, I do this all day long. Pay this guy, pay this guy, sit over a table like this and draw maps and pay this guy. So yeah, that's it. All right, so I'm having surgery 36 hours from now. It's a little weird. I'm not worried about it at all. I keep thinking, hey, and my wife is a big supporter of this. It's gonna relieve that pressure. Like, for 20 years, I've literally just felt like they're just grinding. They're just grinding on each other. Talking about, my vertebrae, which they kind of are, because the last MRI I had, so my 4 is pulling from my 5, and it looks like it's sitting a little back like that, and where the disc is, like, it's just forward. So really, the 4 is just grinding on that, and maybe that's why it hurts. So anyway, just kind of throwing this out there to let people know. like what I've been through, what I've experienced, what I got going on. Because I mean, there's so many variations to everything that's happening to everybody. I just want to throw my experience out there. My hope is to I'd really like to, like, right after surgery, post another video of me all like, maybe not, maybe the next day or two. And then I've seen a lot of videos online where like people post stuff like this right here, and then they don't post anything for like 9 months. But I'd really like to try to maybe keep up like a weekly thing, just you know, let everybody know what I'm going through, like what you could be going through. Everything is different. But yeah, I mean, if my story could help you out for just a second or two, then hey, that's what I'll do. Yeah, I kind of think that's it. Like I said, I'm not worried about the surgery. I think it's gonna be a relief. Only thing I'm worried about is, just holding my kids and just be able to do stuff around the house. Like, yeah, I just hate that, like, my wife's gonna be in charge of everything. I'm like, let me, empty the dishwasher, and she's like, nope, you can't bend over. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I'll try to check back in with you guys, and we'll see where we go from here. Later.